There's a fun event happening this Friday for whiskey lovers. Fox's Dave Froehlich, our own Dave Froehlich, headed out to the 7 Grand to get more information about WhiskyX and learn about the different kinds of whiskeys.
All of us who've had a drink or two probably think we know a little something about whiskey, but of course whiskey is a catch-all term that might mean a whole lot more than you may know. That's why the WhiskyX is such a fun event, one of many reasons. We've got Steve White here, general manager of 7 Grand, who's been kind enough to open up before you're actually open to talk to us a little bit about whiskey and all the different types of whiskeys. It does mean, or can mean, a lot of things.
It sure does. One of the things that I find is a lot of people don't really realize if they're drinking bourbon or rye that they're drinking whiskey just as well.
Yeah, may not use the term the way it's really intended. So show us some of the different types of whiskeys that will be featured at the event.
Right on. So since we're in America, I kind of want to start with an American whiskey, which is bourbon. Here we've got the TX bourbon. It's made here in Texas with Texas corn, malted barley, and native Texas yeast as well. It's a traditional straight bourbon. It's pretty good.
Correct me if I'm wrong, bourbon's really seen a resurgence or kind of popularity, especially on the high end in the last few years.
It has, and it's kind of piggybacked off of rye. And you could attribute a lot of that to Mad Men, believe it or not. Don Draper was always drinking Old Fashioned or Manhattan and Canadian Club whiskey. So
it's kind of the event coming up again on Friday, the WhiskyX. You're going to be featuring so many different types of drinks, different brands within those styles, and different ways to drink it too. There's a million ways to go at it.
Yeah, absolutely. Whistle Pig's a good example. At 100 proof, it's packing a little bit of a wallop, but it's one of those things that you can drink pretty easily neat, but it stands up in a cocktail pretty well as well.
A lot of difference depending on what it is between like the really high-end stuff and stuff that's at a little bit smaller price point.
Something I like to tell people is price doesn't necessarily mean quality.
Yeah.
You can find something that's really inexpensive that's really good. So that's always fun to kind of blow people's minds with something that's inexpensive that is also really good.
Cool. You talked about American. What about where it all kind of began?
Yeah, so it began in Ireland with Irish whiskey. So we've got Powers Irish whiskey here. It's the Three Swallows. It's one of their newer expressions. Irish whiskey is typically triple distilled, which is a key indicator, a difference between Irish whiskey and Scotch. Obviously, Scotch has to be from Scotland, but it's not always triple distilled. It's a wonderful expression. A little bit closer is the Aberlour 12-year. This is actually a blend of 2 different 12-year Scotches. One is a ex-bourbon cask, and then the other is a sherry cask fill. Drinks nice and easy, but it's rich as well. So
very cool. And this is just a small sample, obviously, of what's out there. A small sample of what you'll see at the WhiskyX.
This is a fraction of a fraction.
When you're out at the event, I think you said the 4th year at the event. How do you like to kind of participate in it? What do you like to check out? And as an experienced person who might go, and then also for novice if they head out there, what would you recommend?
Wow. I would try to hit as many tables as possible. And really just kind of find the new and innovative things that some of the brands are doing. A lot of people are doing some really cool things with whiskey, especially Texas whiskey. So I would seek those out first and really just ask questions. There's no wrong answer. There's no dumb question. If you don't know, you don't know, and really just try to find out what it is that you like.
Yeah, and again with the Texas whiskey, I remember it wasn't that long ago, and maybe it still happens a little bit, people kind of scoffing at it, and some of these people new to that game and trying to make some of that. I guess some people are doing some pretty good work.
Yeah, whiskey is for the people, and it was made for drinking. There's really no reason why it should sit up on a shelf in a dusty old bottle. Pull it down and drink it.
It does look kind of cool up there sometimes. But yeah, eventually you got to pull it down and drink it and enjoy it. That's what's going to be happening at the WhiskyX, once again, coming up on Friday at Fair Market. Steve White, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
WhiskyX is Friday, September 13th, this weekend at Fair Market from 6 to 10 p.m. It'll also feature music from ex-ambassadors. For tickets and more information, you can go to whiskyx.com.